Do you have multiples of 2.5-inch squares that you don't know what to do with? Today I want to show you a really unique block that I played with probably about 6-8 years ago, and I discovered something really fascinating about this block, and I want to show it to you today. Hi, I'm Roberta from Quilt Crafters Corner, and today we're going to take a look at these blocks here. And now I made this quilt maybe 6-8 years ago, and it was really interesting to me how I deconstructed it and then put it back together. So I hope this is something interesting. If you like these videos, please subscribe. It's free and it does help me out, and I appreciate all the people that have subscribed to this channel already. So I have an upcoming workshop that talks more about organizing your scraps and deconstructing blocks and putting them together differently. There's a lot of fun ideas out there that I want to share with you because I have a ton of ideas on how you can make your quilts more unique to you. So let's talk about today's block. Now this is just a very, very simple 8-patch in the center with half square triangles on your points, and it makes a really lovely star. It could also be put on point like this, and it could be a very lovely quilt. But there's one thing I really want to show you, and it's how to deconstruct this and put it back together differently. It's so much fun. So let's go over to the cutting table and I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay, here we are at the cutting table, and this, like I showed you, starts with all of these 2.5-inch blocks. Now you could strip piece this and get your blocks to go together differently. I just happen to have a ton of 2.5-inch squares, and this is what I've been pulling from to make these and put these blocks together. So this is what I have that I've been working with, but strip piecing could also work very, very easily. Okay, let's start with the absolute center of these blocks, which is just a really simple 4-patch. That's all this is this is a really simple 4-patch, and when you put 4 of these together, you have the 8-patch that's in the center. So as I pull them apart, you're going to start putting your half square triangles and then a neutral color, what I call a neutral color, on the edge, and then this one is going to be on this side, and here's your neutral color. Now you've got your point on the top and your point on the top, and then I will just fill in with these neutral colors. Now I have 2 of them. So this is real simple, real easy. Put these together, but keep them apart. We want to keep them separated apart because that's where the magic happens. Now, as I have my 4-patch and my 2 here, this is the next piece that I would add along the top. And I'll just take this to the sewing machine and sew it together. And then it makes a really nice, simple, easy block. And there's your block. That's the block there. Now, let's start looking at what you can do with this block. Now, I have 2 levels of the block. I have this one, which it's the 4 patches together, and look at how simple and easy that goes together. But if we were to separate this, I'll put this up there and this down here, and then we take our 4 patches now we've created this outer border. Now this is really a lovely, easy medallion quilt, and you could fill this in with anything. You could fill it in with more blocks. I've got more blocks that I could go in the center here, and look at how it creates this absolutely stunning center square. Now There's other things you can do. You don't need to just do this. Like I said, you could fill this in with something else, you know, if you have a different block. But look at that interesting cross that it makes. I have these already finished blocks where they could easily go down in the corners. And then look at the interesting diagonal that you get here. And I could fill in each corner with one of these blocks. And it could be a real pretty, interesting block to go in the center of this. This could also be done in different colors. Could you imagine if we took this, made it different colors, like maybe reds going out that way, greens going out that way, the blues coming out here, and maybe yellows coming out here, and just increase those stars that we've created with different colors. So you almost create this color wheel of color. Now, these are just some of the ideas that I have that I want to share with you in my upcoming workshop. And in this workshop, we're going to talk about scrap organization. We're going to talk about how to use these scraps and how to use them with different ideas, not just putting the same block together. I want you to think about blocks so differently and just so much more interestingly that you can create a quilt uniquely yours. So these are just a simple idea. The other idea that I have for this is I'd like to put these on point because I'm kind of the on point queen, and I'd love to put that kind of on point. And to a certain way, we could take these away and do a square and a square here and put this off to the side. There's a lot of ideas that you can do with this. It doesn't have to go together the way the book says so. And this can also go here, and it creates that nice effect of continuing on from this. There are so many ideas that I have that I want to share with you about how to just look at these blocks differently. You don't always have to put them together this way. There's so many other ways that you can do it. Now, I just happened to pull out the blues, and I started doing this in blues just because I wanted to see where this was going to take me. But you don't have to do it in all one color. You could do it in multiples of color. I have a couple of blocks here that are a little bit more scrappy, that are different colors, and you can do something like that. You can pull in more colors in this and look at how this has changed this here just by adding different colors and just by putting something different in the corners. These are all simple ideas that I want to encourage you to play with these ideas. They're so much fun, and you can create something uniquely you. Okay, as you can see, this makes a really lovely medallion quilt. And you get this nice little cross here in the center of the medallion. You get this nice Xing pattern here going through the quilt. So you could make just big ones of these. You could also add these to it. There are so many things you could do with this idea. Now, if you enjoy ideas like this, I have an upcoming workshop. The link is in the description for the wait list. So if you sign up on the wait list, we'll get that information to you as soon as we're ready to do the workshop. So I hope you enjoy this idea. It's really a lot of fun to play with the blocks and do something different and just challenge ourselves to make something a little bit more unique and outside of the box. So once again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'd love to know, are you going to try this, or is this something that you've already thought about? I'd love to know that too. Have you already played with this idea? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Subscribe to the channel. It's free and it does help me, and I do appreciate it. Like I said, leave me a comment. I read them all and I respond to them all. So until next time, happy quilting.